I've been fighting the weather for the last few days and struggling to try and keep the cabin structure dry. I'm not too bothered about the walls because they dry out pretty quickly. It's the floor is my concern because I don't want moisture getting underneath the subfloor and just getting trapped in there. It's set to be a lovely sunny day today though, so hopefully it can all dry out and we can get it covered again before any more rain comes. I had a few hours spare the other day, so I came out and built one of these side walls. This was the easiest and quickest wall by far because it's the only one that doesn't have any window or door openings. The trickiest part was actually raising it and getting it in place because it was super tight between the front and the back wall. So I needed a little bit of manhandling to get it in, but it's in and it's fixed and everything's all squared up and feeling strong. So I've got just one more wall left to do, this other side wall. So I'm going to work on that today. And I'm buzzing to get this done because once that's up, we can start getting it closed in, we can start working on the roof, and the sooner we can get this dried in and I don't have to fanny around with tarpaulins anymore, the better. I don't think there's been a single day that's gone by on this cabin build so far where I haven't thought about how quick this is in comparison to anything that we did on the stone house. It's just so rapid building with wood, and I know obviously it still needs sheathing and plasterboarding and all that kind of stuff to get to a finished wall. I know there's the argument for longevity. I'm 99.9% certain that the stone house will outlast this cabin. But I've got to be honest, this is a lot more fun. That end wall that I did the other day was built and up within half an hour. And if I was working on the stone house, it would probably take me that amount of time just to shape a couple of stones. The cavalry's here to help me get it up. Can't say that. How was your blood test?
Absolutely fine.
Good.
It's one of the last ones I should probably need before old boyo makes his appearance. So yeah, the end is in sight. Hopefully everything's fine with that. And also, this isn't aching too much, so I am bringing the muscle-ish.
I'm doing the bulk of the heavy lifting. You're just sort of helping to guide it through, aren't you?
Sure.
All right, take the credit. I've got a feeling this is going to be very, very, very tight.
Yeah, there's not so much give in these anymore, is there?
No. Where's the hammer? Probably going to need it there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that's heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Let me get it.
Okay.
God, it's really stuck. All right, let me get underneath there. It's caught on that. How far off are we? Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah. How are you looking on that side?
Oh.
Whoa.
There we go.
Not too tight. Not too tight at all.
God, it's getting tight now.
Oh, it's like it's snapping the amount of sawdust coming off of this. We've got walls.
Like a family photo. So what happened to that nice sunny day that the weatherman promised me? It just absolutely hammered it down with rain out of nowhere. I've done my best to try and cover everything whilst I could, but even my best efforts haven't been enough to keep it dry. So, as the French say, the cabin is très wet. I'm just measuring up for some extra studs in the corners because I need them for the plasterboard when we get to that. Tell you what, let me show you. It's going to be much easier than trying to explain. So here's the corner where our two walls meet. So if you imagine we have plasterboard going across here and it's screwed into each of these studs, we get to the corner and the plasterboard ends, screws into this final stud. When we move onto the back wall, we have the same plasterboard going across there, fixed into those studs. But when we get to the corner, dun dun dun, there's nothing for it to go into, so you'd have a very loose piece of plasterboard there, and that's because it's hidden by this stud. So we have to put an extra one in to make it stick out from behind this. So here's one I made earlier, so you can just see the studs go this way, but for this one we turn it 90 degrees and it sticks out. So now we can have plasterboard come here, fix into there, plasterboard come across this way and fix into there. If I remember rightly, that's called a California corner. I've got no idea why it's called that, but I'm sure somebody will let me know. Just doubling up these top wall plates. It allows me to tie in the two walls together by overlapping the one from the side to the top and fixing it down there, and the same on the other side. And then when they're doubled up on the back and the front walls, they're going to help take the load of the rafters.
We've got a very gloomy, atmospheric morning to what is hopefully going to be a very exciting and transformative day. It feels like we're saying this all the time on this project, just because how quickly and, I don't want to say easily, but how smoothly so far things are coming together. But today, Ricky is going to be getting up the rafters. Every confident job starts by staring at said material.
You've caught me just as I've looked down. I've been setting everything up.
How are you feeling starting this roof compared to how you were going into the tiny house?
Oh, way more confident.
Yeah.
However, I'm not very happy about having to do this in the rain. I mean, it is raining right now. You probably can't tell on the camera, but yeah, not hammering it, but it's, we would say in the UK, mizzling.
Yeah.
Just like a fine mist, but it's constant and everything is just getting soaked. I'm getting the feeling that being on here on a ladder is how I might meet my demise.
No, Ricky, don't go there. You're just going to have to be extra, extra careful.
I think ordinarily most people would do their sheathing at this point before putting the rafters up, just to stabilise the walls a bit more before they go on. However, because we're going to be tying in the sheathing to the rafter, I'm doing it this way round. I'm not too concerned because there's next to no movement in these walls, which I'm quite happy about. I thought they were going to be racking all over the place, but they barely jiggle.
This week's video is sponsored by Novium. They create innovative pens inspired by the cosmos, and they're unlike anything I've ever seen before. If you've got somebody in your life who's into space or science, or they simply enjoy interesting, beautifully crafted objects, then a Novium pen could be the perfect Christmas gift, and it'd be a real conversation starter. This is the Hover Pen Interstellar, and it's a ballpoint pen made from aerospace grade aluminium, and it's really cool. The pen floats in its own magnetic field on the stand at 23.5 degrees, which is a little nod to the angle of the Earth's axis. It's even won a Time Award for being one of the best inventions. The pen comes in a few carefully curated colours, and there's even a super duper special one that is embedded with a shard of meteorite that is even older than the Earth. They also make the Hover Pen Future if you prefer to write with a fountain or rollerball pen. It's got interchangeable tips and it floats at a 60-degree angle, and it just doesn't almost look possible. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, whether for yourself or to give as a memorable gift this Christmas, for the next 48 hours, Novium are offering our viewers 15% off. So click our link in the description and use code LIFEBYLIVING. Plus, they offer free delivery to most countries. We were chatting the other night and Ricky was saying how somebody had said that we really need to give the cabin a name, and they'd made the suggestion of the nest. You were quite keen on that idea, weren't you?
The nest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. Very fitting. It's like we're up in the trees, we're up in the canopy. Obviously nesting for the little bubba on the way.
I think they've actually pretty much hit the nail on the head. Pardon the pun. I did actually just look at what it was in Portuguese, because the nest isn't something that I know.
O nesto.
No, not quite. O ninho.
O nino.
O ninho.
O nino.
See.
Sort of sounds like a baby.
I know, I thought so. Yeah, I'm not sure which I prefer more, the nest or o ninho. Maybe we have both.
Maybe. We'll have to get a little plaque made.
Have you got the bubble of success up there?
Yeah, slightly off, but this wood is a little bit up and down. It's not the best, but obviously we should be okay because we've still got wood purlins to go across.
Remind me, is it 13 rafters we're having?
16.
It's amazing though, even though there's obviously only 2 and almost 3 gone up, just getting to sort of have a sense of the headroom that we're going to have, and obviously the shape that the cabin's going to take. It's a pretty shallow pitch to the roof, but it'll do the job, keep the water rolling off.
Don't you think the more that's going up above us, it's really changing sort of the colour in here and how it feels?
Yeah, it feels a lot warmer. Well,
Yeah.
My hands say a different story, they're going blue. It has made me start getting the cogs wearing though, because we'd always said that we were going to have plasterboard, mostly for speed, but also just to keep the small space sort of light and bright. But the more wood that's going on, does make me wonder if we should do tongue and groove and keep it all wooden inside.
Possibly.
Nesty.
Nesty. We'd always planned on doing plasterboard in here just because of speed. Also, it's cheaper, and it's going to make it feel nice and bright. Another point is that the sort of tongue and groove cladding that you get from the big box stores, the quality of it is shocking. Maybe it'll be a conversation to have with the woodyard and see if they've got anything that's a bit better quality. Whatever we do, we're going to have to decide pretty quickly, because I know we're still open, but it won't actually be that long until we'll be putting the wall coverings on.
No, a quarter the woodman is definitely in order. There's no point buying it though if you're literally going to waste off half a packet.
No.
But, yeah, food for thought.
The final rafter. Oh, there we go. So that's all of the rafters on. It feels a lot less open now with this canopy over the top of you. Ordinarily, that would probably feel like a bad thing, but it's good in this instance. It feels now like a proper space, and I can actually get a feel for what it's going to be like in here. I'm chuffed to have been able to have banged this out today and get it all done in the one day, but I am empty. I'm absolutely exhausted after that. The problem now of doing this at this time of year, the days are so much shorter. So the days I do have on this build, I'm tending to skip lunch just to not miss out on that half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it ends up being, because time is really of the essence and precious, but it just means that I'm drained. I'm not really drinking enough. I'm not taking care of myself properly. So I'm calling it a day. I'm gonna go and get some food, refuel, and I'll be back on it tomorrow. Bit of a change of plan today. I was planning on continuing with the roof, but I'm going to be working on the wall sheathing instead because the weather forecast has changed drastically. We were expecting about 2 to 3 days of good weather, and I thought that was going to be perfect to get all the sheathing, the roof on before the rain came. However, the forecast is now saying there is going to be a lot of continuous and very heavy rain. So I want to try and do everything I can to keep the interior as dry as possible. I can only go so far with the sheathing. I don't know if you can see, but I still need to do a bit of framing right there, the little triangular section to fill between the top of the roof and the wall. I'm thinking if I can get as much of these walls covered in the OSB as possible, it's going to stop that rain from driving in. And if we're nearly up to the top and we can put a tarpaulin over the roof structure, then that's going to stop it from above. I would not recommend using this, the reciprocating saw, to cut OSB. I'm covered in all of the little sawdusty, chippy bits. I've never been itchier in my life.
These recent weeks I've not been very quick at getting going in the morning. Usually I'm pretty good. I would actually say between me and Ricky, I am probably more of the morning person. He might disagree with that assessment. Is that a fair assessment?
I think that is fair.
Right to reply.
Yeah, my thing is I'm slow to get going, and once I get going, I can just go and go and go and go.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That is fair. You're definitely more of a night owl than me. I don't know how many of you agree with me, but for Christmas, birthdays, holidays in general, so much of the celebration and also the getting excited before the big day is about the food. So I've decided I'm going to make some mince pies today. It's not something that you really get in the shops here because, well, I guess they're not Portuguese. They've got, you know, their own celebration foods. But I managed to get some gluten-free pastry as well. I'm certainly not going to put myself through the ordeal of making gluten-free pastry though. Having made it before and suffered the disappointment, it's just not necessary. So ready roll is the way we're going today. But I've got my oranges because I'm going to zhuzh it up a bit with some fresh orange zest. So I did just bring you a mince pie, but I don't want you to take it as a sign of me being passive aggressive because they didn't turn out quite as I hoped.
Right, okay.
I got you a tea as well to wash it down if you can't swallow it. I was a little bit over generous with the fillings and it all started bubbling over and it was too late, so it might have a bit of a sticky bottom. Definitely not soggy though. The state of those.
I don't think they look too bad. Is this gluten-free pastry, I take it?
Yeah, but I don't think I can blame it on that. It's just me.
Can I take any one?
Yeah, you can take either. I've brought you a napkin, not to be posh. I think it might be a necessity. Look at it, it's stuck.
Completely stuck. Oh, no.
That's the face of enjoyment.
Flavour? 10. Texture? Sticky. It's a little bit like glue. Thank you. Have you not had one yet?
No, I thought you could be the guinea pig.
Give me that.
I'm sorry. It's like it's a bit Wicked themed, being green.
Grinch.
Oh, Grinch, yeah, maybe that's more
Grinch
seasonal.
pie.
Okay, we're going in. Gosh, I see what you mean about the glue.
Yeah. Tastes good though.
I never used to think that raisins had any business being in a pudding, but I have changed my mind in my older years.
Looking forward to a Christmas pudge.
No, still not convinced on that. I'll stick to my mince pies.
So we're getting close to having an actual space, which is very cool. I'm going to definitely get this wall done pretty quickly. I need a little piece to go in there. The top I'm going to leave until I've got the purlins on because I want the OSB to go all the way up to the top of the purlin. I actually ended up making a bit of a mess of this backside. You can see there, this piece here, it dropped. The nail that it was resting on to keep it in place dropped, and I hadn't realised. Nailed in this end, that side had dropped and I couldn't get it out without busting the OSB, so I ended up cutting a piece here, one key to try and make up for it, and it was just a bit of a faff.
There are some weeks on the project that the progress that you're making, it's more evident than others, but it's unbelievable to me almost that over the last few days we've gone from having literally 2 stud walls to having 4 to then having the rafters on, and now obviously the sheathing. Are you enjoying the view from the living room window?
Yeah, it's a little puny one at the moment, isn't it? It's tiny.
I know, the ones we've gone for are a lot bigger.
Yeah, we've probably got about another 1.5 foot on the width.
Yeah, you look like an ice cream man up there. Make mine a 99.
They're just downstairs. Let me go and get them.
Don't forget, click our link and use code LifeByLiving to get 15% off all Novium pens for the next 48 hours.